guys, my name is Haley Smith. I have depression, and this channel is to share my journey with depression, share what I've learned, and also to create a safe spot for those who have mental illness. Just a little bit of positivity and fun. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for more exciting and fun videos. Hey guys, so today we are going to do a new kind of video. I'm going to be interviewing someone who has a mental illness as well, or had a mental illness, and kind of get their story and their perspective, and maybe hopefully that will help someone out there. Sorry for the baby noises. She just woke up and of course she's hungry. But anyway, let's get into the interview. All right, guys, so we are here with a special guest. Today we're going to be talking about a different mental illness. So I've been talking about depression, and this is another form of depression. I'll let Katelyn talk about it a little bit more, but I'm going to be asking her questions just to get to know her experience a little bit more, and hopefully this will help those of you who have this specific mental illness, or you'll be able to learn from her like how she coped with it. But I'm going to turn the time over to her, and she'll introduce herself and kind of talk about what she's doing right now, and then we'll get into her story. So go ahead, Katelyn.
Hello, I'm Katelyn, and I am Haley's aunt, and I'm actually only 6 years older than she is. I'm not an old aunt, just wanted to point that out. But so I have a husband and 3 kids, and we actually travel full time in our RV. And so currently we are in Arizona. We started in North Carolina, where we're from, and so we're in Arizona. And so just checking out the United States. And we originally planned to do it for a year, but I don't think we're gonna be able to see everything in just a year. So it might be a little longer than that. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I wish I could do that, but we're in college, so we're a little stationary. You know? And she has awesome Instagram too, if you want to check it out, if you're interested in RVs or traveling, or she homeschools and has super cute kids, so that's always fun too. And I'll link that down below in the description so you can check that out on Instagram. But anyway, let's get into her experience with mental illness. So Katelyn, kind of explain, I guess, what you had when it started, how it was for you, and how you kind of found out what exactly you had.
Okay. So I had just had my firstborn, Weston, and it was probably, like 2 or 3 weeks after he was born that I realized that I was not okay. And I was to the point where I was just hysterically crying for like no reason. So Daniel was like, well, it's probably time for you to go see the doctor. And I was like, yeah. And I just remember sitting in the waiting room, just like tears, just like crying, like I'm just like hysterically crying. I for no reason. Like I don't know, just lots of emotions, I guess. And I just remember the nurse being like, it's okay, like you're fine. Everyone else, like other people come in here for the same kind of things. And I'm just like, oh really? Like it felt so good to like, I'm not going to be admitted into a mental institute. Other people go through the same thing. So that was kind of comforting. And so, yeah, that's when I first realized. And so then the doctor explained to me, you have postpartum depression and things like that. So that's when I first found out.
Yeah. And that kind of, it sounds very similar to like just regular clinical depression, where like you're just crying and like you can think through things and you're like, nothing's wrong. Like I have a great life, but you have to cry and you just feel awful. Like your emotions don't work with your thoughts, I guess.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So, so I guess how long did this go on, and kind of how did you overcome it or cope with it? What were the things that you were able to do for that?
Yeah, I mean, I knew I mean, I swear it hit me like right when we came home from like the hospital. And I think a lot of it plays into, being a first time mom is very hard. I feel like leading up to that time, everyone's just like, oh, this is so great, oh, the new baby, yay. And, you have your shower and you're so excited, but no one ever talks about what, what actually goes on after, like what your body goes through, what your brain is going to go through physically, emotionally. I couldn't deal with it by myself, so I had to go get outside help. So that's when I went to the doctor. She prescribed me some antidepressants, and I only took them for maybe like 4 or 5 months, and then I weaned myself off, and then I was fine. So I, your body is just going through new things and changes and trying to get back to normal. And I didn't have to be on it for very long. And so it was just that kind of few months waiting for my body to readjust and helping me get back to normal. So.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people like feel weak when they're told that they need a medication to
Yeah.
solve something. Did you feel that way, or what were you thinking when you heard medication?
I'm at that point in my life, I was like, I will do anything. Like, I really need help. Like, I was just to the point it didn't really matter anymore. Because I'm a mom now, and so I have to start thinking of other people other than just myself. And so I had to be mentally there to take care of my son and to be a good wife too. And so, I was just at a really low point. So.
Right. Yeah. It was just whatever was given to you to take, because you had to take care of yourself,
Yeah.
your husband, and
Mm-hmm.
yourself too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So this is kind of a tough question, but with you and your husband, because I'm sure that was affected with
Yeah.
or as you had this, what was the hardest part having this postpartum depression and like trying to have a relationship with Daniel, your husband?
Yeah, that adds in a whole other kind of thing. Like, cause he's the first time father. He doesn't know what to expect either. And doesn't know, all he knows is that he's seeing his wife like crying all the time. He doesn't know how to, and he's going to school full time. And so it adds a lot more stress to your life. And so if your marriage isn't doing good at the same time, plus a new baby, then it just, it's crazy. And so, he knew to tell me like, okay, you got to go in. So he was very supportive in that, like, you know, this is not how you are normally. You need to go and, seek some help. Your marriage it can be really hard on your marriage. Because it's not really something, he can only do so much to help, but, it's really you that has to work on yourself and, either seek outside help or, things like that. So.
For sure. It's one of those times in life where it's okay to like focus on yourself and not other
Yeah.
people, especially as a mom and a
Right.
wife. You have to take care of yourself first before you take care
Yeah.
of people.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you said medication was probably the biggest thing that helped you through this, and eventually you're able to get off the medication, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that you did that helped you, keep moving forward besides the medication?
Yeah, definitely like getting yourself outside. I found, your body's still healing from giving birth, but you try to walk around and be active. So I tried to get outside as much as I could, get as much of that vitamin D that's good for you as possible. Staying somewhat active, exercise definitely plays like a big role in boosting your mental state. And, you try to do as much as you can while you're still healing, but don't overdo it, but definitely just getting outside, being with people to get your mind off of other things. That was really helpful. I also want to say that, talking with other moms too is very helpful, because you realize that, you're not the only one in this. Getting other advice from other moms about it and what they did, just kind of surrounding yourself with people, your friends who are understanding, to be able to talk with them about things. And so that was really good.
Cool. Okay, so you mentioned, you kind of already answered this with the question about Daniel, your husband, but what are some things that others did to help you? You mentioned Daniel was honest with you and he told you like you need to go get help and that was something you needed. What were some other things that were helpful that others did did to help you?
Really just Daniel and my friends, like talking to them about it. Just talking about what I was going through, I guess, was really just what, if I needed help with a certain area, just ask for that, or, just some time to myself. I'm someone who needs, even though we like travel together all the time and we're stuck like sardines sometimes, I just need that time just to have quiet and silence. So Daniel was really good about that. Like he'd be like, okay, I see that you need, some time to yourself. So he'll take the kids, and just having that like quiet time to myself, just to kind of like refocus my brain, and suck a little bit more patience in the rest of the day. I don't know. I just need that quiet time to myself. Even just like when I would go to the gym, like I can go to the gym for 2 hours at the YMCA and they'll watch your kids for 2 hours. So those 2 hours were like my gold. Like I just, it was so precious to me.
All right. So the last question we have, or I have, I guess, is what is the message that you would like to give those who are also struggling with postpartum depression?
I just think that you really just need to be kind to yourself and give yourself time to work on getting yourself back to a point where you can be happy. Even if it is medication, there's nothing wrong with doing that, or if it's going a different route, that works too. Just whatever, you're not alone in this. All moms probably go through this in some form, or it might not be so extreme, but you're definitely not alone in this. And if you feel any kind of sadness, when I think maybe I felt a lot of guilt for feeling so sad. Like I'm supposed to be so happy, and during this time I just had a baby. I'm supposed to be, loving him, which I mean I loved him, but I just felt so much guilt feeling so sad at that time in my life, when I thought I should be happy. And so, just really being kind to yourself and just giving yourself time.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions I have. That was perfect.
Okay.
Thanks so much for doing this.
You're welcome.
I know a lot of people have messaged me and asked me to do stuff on postpartum, and I never really went through it. And I think part of that was because I was already on medication for depression.
Right.
So I don't really know how to answer those questions. So this is really helpful. So this is great. So thanks for helping. And that's it.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped maybe some of you mamas out there or anyone else who's struggling. Stay tuned for more interviews. We have a few more lined up, and if you want to share your story, help others, then feel free to message me either on Instagram or contact me through YouTube or whatever you want, and I will contact you and we'll set up a time to meet and record your story. I'm really excited about this. It'll be really fun. But as always, please like the video if you enjoyed it, and Please subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any more interviews and other fun, positive videos on this channel. And share with your friends too who you think might benefit from a good, positive, fun channel with tips. And if you have anything that helps you with postpartum, please comment down below. I would love to learn from you guys, and I'm sure other people would love to hear more too. All right, see ya.